Welcome back to Pushbox Banter. I am Daniel.
And I'm Craig. And today we're going to talk about F1 and all that implies. And so this time, we're talking about a lot of implications of stuff.
Yeah, we are. We're talking about F1 and K9.
Yes, K9 today. Yeah, that is true. So as many of you know, there's a lot of different dogs that are on the paddock, so to speak, and a lot of drivers that have different dogs, and one of them being Lewis Hamilton, and he's had Roscoe for, I believe Roscoe's 12 years old.
12
He's had him
years,
for 12 years.
Yeah,
So English Bulldog, and I don't know about you guys, but for an English Bulldog, that's a long life. Normally an English Bulldog lives, they say, around 8 to 10 years. And I think most dogs, like if you're getting above 10 years, it's like living on borrowed time, so to speak. I've had a few different dogs that I had a golden retriever growing up, lived to be 14. Had a different dog, a little hound dog mixed breed that lived to be somewhere close to 12 to 14,
right,
as well. Had another dog that lived to be 10. That was a real small dog. Possibly could have lived 20 years sometimes on really
smaller
small
dogs.
Yeah. So, yeah. But Roscoe, apparently, you want to
Yeah, so Roscoe, I guess, had some heart issues and some pneumonia, and I think his heart stopped. They revived him, and he's in a coma as of now. So kind of hits close to home because I also had a bulldog very similar to Roscoe.
Yeah.
Made it 5 years and then passed. And our current mascot right now, of course, Tokyo, is also 5. So, they're strong little bodies, but sometimes, it happens. So,
yeah, it does. It does. It's sad. I'm glad that, that Roscoe, I'm sure Lewis Hamilton has some really good medical care for him, and hopefully things will pull around for him and he'll recover. But that's, going through losing a few different dogs is, you don't ever wish that on anybody, having to go through that. Animals are really special in a lot of ways. So they always brighten up your day in a lot of different ways. So we're wishing the best for Roscoe and Lewis Hamilton right now. Yeah. So.
All right. Other items in the news this week, Craig. Max Verstappen.
Yes.
Yeah, so Max winning in F1 and winning outside of F1. He made his debut in a GT3 in the Nuremberg and a 4-hour endurance race. So I wonder how much longer before he adds an extra 20 and joins the likes of Alonso, Kubica, and does the Le Mans. But for now, it looks like he took his first win with the Ferrari.
Yes. Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah. I saw something online, and it was, talking about him winning, in the Ferrari, GT Ferrari. Of course, it's all like a Red Bull car.
Yeah.
But there's all these comments about him winning in a Ferrari, be the first to win, him winning before Lewis Hamilton wins, that type of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like, he goes to a different type of circuit, and from the looks of it, he started third, and then I think in the first turn he was already in first. And then I think he drove for 2 hours and then switched with the other driver, and they drove the rest of the way. But by the end of 2 hours, I think he was like full second ahead.
I think it was more. It was like something 24 or something.
Yeah, it was pretty far. So they ended up winning by like 24 seconds.
That's right.
Like that.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Pretty awesome. I know that he wants to race more.
Yeah.
Race like what you're talking about, the 24 hours of Le Mans or something.
That would be pretty cool.
Those lines.
Yeah.
So, dude, the guy is just money. And, I like to talk about this. So, but I think that there's, he typically wins wherever he goes.
He does.
It's interesting because, like, the speed at which, any of these race car drivers, their reflexes are incredibly fast. Some reflexes, we can all work on certain things and improve our speed. Like, you can improve your reading, for instance.
Sure.
Like most of us, we probably, they say, like most Americans, we read somewhere, around 500 to 800 words a minute, but you can really read like 2,000 or more, but you have to train for it. Some people, though, they're just naturally fast readers and they can read that fast.
Sure.
Or maybe not that fast, but they can easily get to that level. And I think Max Verstappen is like off the charts on quick reflexes and being able to respond compared to most individuals, even like most race car drivers. It's just something like his brain just processes information so fast.
That, and he has no fear.
Yeah.
I mean, he breaks late, you know, how, and just control, reflex, all of it put together. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I mean, I try it all the time in my car when I'm, no, it really is pretty amazing. So he's, when it, talking about Red Bull and just the amazing past two races. I mean, Max Verstappen's had the Grand Slam, getting pole position, leading the whole race, winning the race, and having the fastest lap. And I kind of kidded around with you earlier about, is he thinking the whole time? Like, is he singing his little Max Verstappen song as he drives along and then his processing thing? And you're like, no, I think he's thinking about his laundry list and his, his action items, his to-dos. I mean,
That's right.
When he needs to make laundry, you do laundry, all that stuff.
What he's going to have for dinner.
Yeah, what's he going to have for dinner? Is he going to use this spice or that?
Exactly.
Is he's, But who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But I know one thing.
Yeah.
He's 25 points behind Lando Norris right now. And he's 69 points behind Piastri. And if he wins every single race, including the sprint races, he'll win the Drivers' Championship.
It mathematically can happen.
Yes.
And I believe in math.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
The world is structured on math.
Exactly.
All sorts of math. Yes, yes.
Well, the cool part of all this is that Red Bull is actually letting him race.
That's true.
And it's not just, go race in a simulator, because even that they were giving him problems about, right? Oh, you're staying up too late racing these sim races.
True. That's
Remember
true.
that?
Yeah, they were giving him a whole bunch of problems about it.
That's right. And letting him race like an actual, car where he could potentially hurt himself and all these other things. Kudos to Red Bull for letting him do that.
I think it's an interesting thing, too, because this season you have a little bit of a change. Like in the mid-season, they got rid of Christian Horner.
That's right.
But around that was all of the rumors with Max Verstappen possibly going to Mercedes. I mean, he's meeting up with Toto, coincidentally, in Sardinia.
That's right.
Their yachts happen to be next to each other.
They were just docked.
I mean, it's just, when you travel the world, you run into these people that that have yachts. So I think that has kind of sparked some thoughts within Red Bull that, hey, we may have Max Verstappen under contract, but he very well could leave.
That's right.
We very well could lose him. What do we need to do to reel him back in, to make him feel part of the family?
Give him what he wants.
Give him what he wants. Now, did he want Christian Horner gone? I don't know.
Possibly.
If from all reports, it sounds like his dad wanted him gone and didn't necessarily see eye to eye with him, at least.
Right.
So there's a good chance that's maybe Max's feelings as well. But now, so you get Meintjes that comes in, and they've changed a little bit of the philosophy. So that's a pretty cool thing, because they're allowing Max Verstappen to have more driver input on their setup of their car. So before Meintjes came in, they were going off of the data. So you've got Max Verstappen doing the simulator drives, whatever, and all the data says that it should be this, and then that's how they'd set up the car.
But the data was wrong.
The data was wrong many times this
How many
year.
times did we hear, there's a calibration issue with the wind tunnel and the simulators?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the issue, listen to your driver.
Yeah.
And I think that's finally what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think it finally is. I mean, you saw in Monza, they took off 2 inches out of his rear wing. And then also the other thing that they've done is they've changed the floor. So they've got a new floor on the car, and it's given him better balance and given him a little bit bigger operating window to make adjustments in. But it sounds like they're listening to both of their drivers.
Well,
drivers making some adjustments, and they're doing better. I mean,
even Yuki's doing a little better.
Yeah,
so.
Sonoda's even been driving better.
That's right.
So now he hasn't been making the same updates as Verstappen. Maybe he should.
Maybe, well.
But, so with all of those changes that are coming around, like Red Bull, they might legitimately have a chance for Verstappen to win the Drivers' Championship.
It's very possible.
Because the other thing that you've got going on with McLaren is you've got Piastri and Norris at the top. So they're both vying for points.
Yeah. I mean, they're taking points out of each other, and that's going to help Max.
Right, and they have all season. They've taken points out of each other.
That's right.
So, and it's enabled Max to still be hanging around right now.
Yeah.
Now, so makes for an interesting.
It really does.
Last few races of the year.
It does make for an interesting couple of races. But speaking about Yuki, though, so Yuki's been doing better, right? But there's still rumors flying that this is potentially his last year.
Right.
And that there might be a door open at maybe Aston Martin for him to hook up with Honda again as like a reserve driver.
Right.
But do you think he's got a potential to stay in that team at Red Bull? Or is it a foregone conclusion? Last week I would have said, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I would have said he's gone. But with Mickey's there, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
With Mickey's there, and then them allowing him to do a little bit of a different setup and maybe working around him a little bit more, could he stay?
I go back and forth on this too, because last week I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like it's the past few weeks it felt like it's kind of a done deal. And then after last week, after we recorded and posted stuff, I saw an interview with Tsunoda after the race, and he was talking about how, he got behind Lawson and he wanted to pass and he was trying to pass, but he wanted to make sure it was going to be an extremely clean pass because he didn't want to cause an incident where he and Lawson would lose position to Lando Norris behind him.
That's right.
Norris being in seventh, and he wanted to play the team game here and make sure that Norris did not gain any more points, regardless of where they stood. And so he could have pushed it. He could have tried to pass more.
Yeah.
He didn't. Maybe his tires were a little worn and shot, and so he wasn't able to. Maybe that was a little bit of it too. Lawson was also driving really well and has been the past since the break.
Surprisingly,
yeah. So there's a little bit of that as well, but I think that with Minky's there, he might.
Yeah.
I mean, he is driving a little bit better, and maybe with this new approach, it might enable him to have some better results. But I still think like even a better result for Tsunoda is like just being in the top 10.
Yeah.
So,
right.
But I think for Red Bull, they need for him to be way closer to the
top
top five. Like consistently.
Right.
So if he changes, I mean, there's still time. You know, you're typically as good as your last few races.
That's right. And he's not helped by Hajar because
Lawson right now.
Or Lawson, right. If Yuki does everything perfect, he still needs Hajar and Lawson to kind of drop the ball a little bit.
Right.
And I don't see that happening because Hajar, I mean, everybody loves him. Even Marco's already saying, oh, man, the beginning of 2026 would be a great time to have him there because of the change in regulations. And it is a good time for them to put him up and promote him, though I'm sure Hajar doesn't really care for that right now.
Probably not.
Yeah,
but it's interesting, though. I saw an article today that Hajar, I think he has, since summer break, he has like 18 points. Lawson has like 26 points since summer break.
Oh,
which is surprising
yeah.
because it's just like, Lawson, what? Really?
Yeah.
But he does. And so it's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah.
You know, Lawson was rated pretty highly coming into the season.
Right.
Didn't start off that well.
Didn't deliver for sure.
You know, who knows if he's even going to be with Racing Bulls next year? Who knows what his experience is going to be? But he's driving to kind of secure a seat for himself somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah, competition's good.
That's right. Well, speaking of Red Bull in general, we have Christian Horner, right? Christian Horner was in the news for, I think, finalizing a payout with Red Bull. So they're saying he's going to get $100 million over the span of a couple years.
Oh, nice.
And that, I think, opens up the door for his return in 2026.
Okay.
So, Craig, my question for you is, if he does return and possibly, you know, I imagine he'd want to come back via like owner boss sort of situation like Toto.
Mhm.
Will he come back with like the ailing Alpine team, the Haas team?
I mean, those
Is Aston Martin? Does he link
That would
up
be
again
interesting.
with
Newey.
With Newey? You know, I wonder what it
would
is.
be
Like
interesting.
or Cadillac, right? Cadillac is a new team. Like maybe they might see he might be useful for something over there.
Yeah, I think there's a ton of experience for him to like any team that would get him on their roster is going to have like a ton of experience, ton of insight, I would think, because
Yeah.
he was involved in all sorts of
I
things,
think he was in every
with
aspect.
Red Bull. So, yeah, I mean, I think any team that he would go to would be beneficial. Now, will he go to any team? I think I don't think he would go to Aston Martin. No, I mean, I don't think that they'll pursue him. In other words, I might be wrong. I have no idea.
No idea either, but
I mean, they did go
think
after Newey.
exactly. I think anything's on the table.
If
And
Newey, I think they would go and talk to Newey about it first, honestly, because Newey has like they're paying him like $25 million a year. Or
Yeah,
something.
no, I'm sure there's a reason why Newey left, and I
Yes.
can't say what that reason was.
Right.
But I'm sure he wouldn't necessarily care that he'd be coming that way. So we'll see.
Yeah, and then like Alpine, I think would probably be the best fit for him
Right.
in some respects. I think that Alpine would give him the opportunity to build something and like turn it into something good because they're rock bottom.
Especially with the resources that Alpine have,
Yeah.
right? They have more resources than say, well, the Cadillac team would also have those same resources. So, yeah, I think Haas would be like my last pick for him.
Yeah,
But definitely Cadillac, Alpine for sure.
yeah.
We'll see.
I could see Alpine. I used to think Cadillac, and then they kind of shut the door on that. And
They did.
I don't know. I mean, I
But
guess
that
if they
that
get
also
in
could be
and-
like a negotiating tool.
It very well could be.
Yeah.
It very well could be because it would be pretty wise to have somebody with his
Yeah.
experience come into a brand new
for a
team.
brand new team. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Haas because he could probably turn that thing around
Yes.
in a big way.
In a big way, but I don't know how much like Gene Haas is actually putting into that team.
Right.
So, I mean, you have a team who's still a customer team of everything in that car. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how much influence Christian Horner would have.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. He might be able to get more sponsorship, but
Yeah.
who knows?
Oh, well, speaking about Haas,
Mm-hmm.
Romain Grosjean.
Yes. Yeah, he made the news this week.
Yeah, he did. He's returned to the F1 grid. How cool is that?
Dude.
So he came back for a Pirelli test.
Mm-hmm.
More of an official goodbye, probably. But yeah, he is the guy who comes back, right? He came back from ash
Dude,
and
no.
fire.
He came back from the
He is a
fires.
phoenix,
Dude.
rise from the ashes,
That is true.
and he's back.
That is true.
So-
last time we saw him,
It was literally,
yeah, literally
rising
like in
from the ashes.
2020, he was in that bad wreck in the Middle East, and he came out of the wreck. Like, I mean, his whole car was on fire. I think it was split too. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it didn't broke in half.
And he's,
Stuck
everybody's
behind
just
a
like,
barrier.
what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he somehow comes out of that car and lives. He only had third-degree burns on his hands and feet, and I
That's
think
right.
I don't think he had any burns on his face, but his helmet, like I remember the visor on it had started to melt and like melt in,
Yeah,
which plastic tends to do, like right as it's about to give away. So
that's right.
he barely made it out. Like he was close.
Well-
I don't know, seconds maybe.
Yeah, apparently it was an emotional Pirelli test because everybody was there cheering him on, all the other teams, and obviously that was the last time we saw him.
Right.
Was in the wreck because he was meant to leave after that race anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well, and so in the test race that he did, or run that he did, yeah, the helmet that he was wearing had a bunch of pictures. It was like I think it was like the original artwork that was going to be on his helmet for the last race of the season.
That's right.
And his kids had drawn a
Correct.
whole bunch of things. So he
Yeah.
has all this cool little artwork from his kids. It's on his helmet.
that's precious.
Yes, yes, precious. Just warm my heart.
And so does that open the door for Romain Grosjean to come back?
I don't know. Maybe it's test driver or even just working on one of the teams, possibly.
Could be.
Who knows?
I mean, he's still fast.
Sure.
He's he had gone to Indy, and so he's still a racing driver. He could come back. Who knows? I wonder if that
his F1 days are done.
I'd agree.
Yeah,
but it's nice to ask the question.
Yes.
It's possible. You never know.
It is possible. Yes, maybe as a reserve driver.
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of experience he could bring to a team. I mean, he's been around forever.
Yeah,
so
I mean that's true.
Maybe even
Very
Alpine.
true.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
So, with Ferrari, we talked about Max Verstappen this week and him winning in a Ferrari and all the different comments.
But yeah, Ferrari's blessed. Craig.
Yes, they are blessed. They've been blessed. Well, one of the things that they do is that they give.
They are givers.
And so it's kind of interesting. They gave a steering wheel, one of Charles Leclerc's steering wheels, to the Pope recently, and they gave him like a miniature version of one of the cars as well. But the Pope was like, "So you this is an actual steering wheel?" Yes. like, dude, come on. But yeah. So one of his actual steering wheels, and interestingly though, it's not the first steering wheel to make it to the Vatican.
That's right.
Yeah. So Michael Schumacher's steering wheel from 2003 was gifted to Pope Benedict in I think 2005, as was a Ferrari. I don't remember which Ferrari was gifted to him, but yeah. So the Pope at one point had an actual Ferrari, which he auctioned off and gave to a charity. I think it was like some orphans or widows type charity in Africa.
I'm
it
sure
was a
that's
good cause. Sorry guys, I don't remember the name of the charity. Trust me, it was a good cause. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of interesting. So there's multiple steering wheels in the Vatican.
That's
so
right.
I don't know if we're going to see them on display or anything.
Yeah, so when you go to the
travel.
Sistine Chapel and you walk around, you might just see some Ferrari steering wheels in there.
Yes. So say a little prayer for Ferrari when you go.
Yes, Ferrari has the backing of God.
Right. Backing to the Pope. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, Craig? Like, is there anything that...
Well, let's see. Coming up is Singapore.
That's right.
So Singapore, super hot race, high tire degradation. The last two races have been low tire degradation. So that's going to be an interesting street race to see. Usually it's a bumpy road. Red Bull usually does poorly there. We'll see if they do. If they do well in Singapore, then it's trouble for all the other teams for the rest of the year. Will they do well? It's hard to say. They haven't in a few years, if not longer. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
I think Piastri and Norris are going to come back and be pretty strong in this race.
I don't know, though. I don't know.
I mean,
this would be the third race, and I think we'd see a trend at this point.
If they're not doing very well in 3 races in a row, trend going on right there. And I guess the other question that I have is like, if McLaren, if they're going to start backing Norris, like I've heard that they are or not.
It would only be fair, Craig.
No, right? Yes, it'd only be fair, right? I mean, come on. I mean, they had Piastri, he had to wreck last week, so Norris could kind of catch up a little bit, but he didn't do it very well, so they may have to have him wreck again.
Yes. So that that way they're even.
Yes, we got to get them back to even because that's what's fair for McLaren.
That's what's fair for Lando too.
It is. It is. You got to have a fair playing field for Lando at this point in the season.
That's right.
Yeah.
It all revolves around Lando, of course.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's a Lando-centric world. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be a good race.
Yes.
Exciting to see under the lights.
Yes. The lights of Singapore.
That's right.
So if any of you guys are going to the race, you should let us know. Let us know how it is because we're not going to be physically there in Singapore.
No.
Maybe one day.
One day we'll be at all the races.
Yes.
At some point.
We'll do one race at a time. Take it one race at a time, one lap at a time.
All right, Craig. Well,
that's what I got.
Yeah.
So guys.
Yeah.
Daniel, do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else for this week, but I'm excited for the next race. I think we're going to miss you, Craig. You're not going to be
I
around.
know. I'm going to be traveling next week, so it's
Well, we'll try
there
to
may be a
catch
little
up.
bit of a
Yeah.
delay
Yeah,
on our next podcast.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do. Try to keep you all posted.
Yes, but until then, guys,
Yes.
live passionately in all that you do.
Like, comment, subscribe, do the thing.
You know what to do on your platform.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Craig.
Thank you, Daniel.